Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is probably the first time I've ever put a video out. 12 years of being on Facebook. I've kind of been putting this off. I've needed to do this for a while. I've kind of been waiting on some things to kind of play itself out. I know my wife is ready for me to kind of share with y'all something. I got something pretty seriously going on. I will survive it. A lot of y'all know that back in February that I was hospitalized and I had a bad case of COVID, but the serious thing was that my kidneys just quit filtering potassium out of my bloodstream. I had fatal, lethal levels of potassium in there, and they were very concerned that I was at risk of my heart stopping from this. And they had me hooked up to EKGs. They had to flush my body out to try to get this potassium level back under to normal levels right there again. I mean, it was pretty serious. I had several episodes where it was very, very dangerous for what I kind of got to and stuff. I kind of shared a little bit of that with y'all, but I didn't really share with y'all exactly why that was happening. You know, when I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with what's called Alport syndrome, and it affects the kidneys. It affects the ears and it affects the eyes right there. It just kind of affects anywhere in the body that there's type 4 collagens located right there and stuff. And it's a nasty disease for men, especially. For women, they're kind of more carriers. It doesn't hit them as hard as it does men, and it's just been a nasty little disease. And what had happened was, when I was in my 20s, I kind of started losing some of my hearing. It started affecting my hearing a little bit. And in my 30s, it started messing with my eyes. I had to have, a lot of you know that I had to have a vitrectomy in both my eyes. I had a macular hoe tear. Had to spend 6 weeks in face down recovery 24/7. And that was rough. But in between those two eye surgeries, they started noticing for the first time that my kidney function started declining. And with this Alport right there, there's no cure. There's no treatment for it. It's just a progressive disease, and it ends in full-on kidney failure. And when I was in the hospital in February, I was already in stage 3, going into stage 4 kidney failure. And it was pretty rough right there going through that. But in the last few months, my kidneys they just haven't recovered. They've gone into it. And I just want to let y'all know that I've gone into end-stage kidney failure. And I've been put on the kidney transplant list. And the good news is that about a week and a half ago, they did all the tests on me, and they determined that I'm young enough and I'm healthy enough to receive a new kidney. And they fully confident that this is that I'll have a successful surgery, a successful recovery time with it right there. And what they're going to do is I'll have my surgery in Baylor up in Dallas. And it's 3 to 5 days in the hospital. I'll have to stay in Dallas area, close to the hospital, for 6 weeks, so they can kind of keep an eye on things right there and stuff. But there's 2 options right there. I can do a deceased donor, and that's kind of it's a 6-year waiting list for that. And the kidneys, they only last about half the time, about maybe 15 years is how long they last. It takes a little bit longer for the recovery, for the kidneys to start functioning right. But the option that they really want me to look at is a live donor. So live donors, the kidneys can last 25 to 30 years, and they usually start working fairly quickly after surgery right there and stuff. And that's the route we're going. So right now the search is on for a donor right there and stuff. And I just want y'all to know that I'm going to be okay with this right here. I'm gonna pull through. A lot of y'all haven't seen me. I haven't been really as active this year with softball or baseball. I haven't been out there on the practice fields. I haven't been at the games a lot like I have been. I haven't seen a lot of my friends from Quitman or like church friends and stuff like that. I've just kind of been more reclusive the last few months, you know. My nephrologist told me to just kind of enjoy the time that I had, and that's kind of what I've been doing. I just chose to want to enjoy this time with my family. I didn't want to be bombarded with people asking me constantly how I'm doing. I haven't felt bad any until probably the last week, and I've started kind of getting a little bit disoriented right now. I'm into the end stage kidney failure. I'm at about maybe 10 to 11% right now kidney function. I have not started dialysis. I hope to try to get this done before I do start dialysis, and we'll kind of see how that plays out. They're keeping a close eye on me, checking my blood regularly. I just gave more blood this morning, and I just want y'all to know that I am going to be okay. I am not losing sleep over this. I'm not depressed over this. You know, I tell you what, as a Christian, I have an enormous amount of faith. I have a peace in my soul that I just cannot describe. It's just when you believe and you confess that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, His Spirit comes into you, and He does not give us a spirit of fear. And I'm not going to fear this, and I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this defeat me in any shape or form. You know, I'm in this fight, and I'm not going to give up. I can promise y'all this right here. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to do everything the doctors tell me to get better. And I just want y'all to be mindful of that. Once I have this surgery, I will be immunocompromised and things like that of that nature right there. But just want y'all to just continue to pray for me, lift me up, encourage me, and just know, man, that I am never out of the fight on this. I can promise y'all that I will continue to be a good spirits. I will continue to just try to maybe encourage some of y'all guys out there. I know storms, they come in life. You know, I've had so many storms in my life. We all do. I know there are people out there that are dealing with things far worse than what I'm having to deal with. And I pray for them people right there. And I just, if anything that you can learn from me is maybe you can be encouraged or inspired that no matter what it is you're going through, I don't care if it's a medical or financial or depression or addiction or whatever it is in life right there, you're never out of the fight. You know, if you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you know, He'll get you through these storms. He doesn't promise that He will calm the storm, but He does promise that He'll calm you in the storm. You know, there's an old saying right there that life is not about waiting for the storms to pass you by. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. And I'm not going to complain about what I'm having to go through right now, guys. I'm not. I am blessed. I know there are people out there who would trade with me in a heartbeat, things that they're going through. And I'm just so lucky, so blessed to have a support structure that's got my back. I'm blessed to have very good medical care right now. You know, the transplant team, they have about a 97 to 100% success rate matching kidneys and doing successful surgeries and stuff like that. So the odds are in my favor that I am going to recover from this. And I just want y'all to know that I am not down about this. I get up every day. I got a smile on my face. I got joy in my heart. And I love you guys. I know that as soon as this post and this gets out there, I'm probably going to have a lot of people trying to call me, contact me, text me, whatever. If I don't get back to you right away, I just want y'all to be patient with me on that right there, because it's going to be very overwhelming. And if anybody has questions, you can reach out to Stephanie, but just be praying that, you know, we find a donor on this. You know, I just thank you all for just taking the time to listen to me.